Alright, so this is a 2004 Chevy Impala with a 3.4. We're going to be replacing the water pump because it is leaking. I'll just show you guys. Here's a water pump. You see it just drips, drip. It just keeps dripping. So let's pretty much look inside and see what we got going on. Alright, let's remove this clip. There we go. Let's try to get this out of our way. And it should be an 8mm, I believe, that holds this on. There we go. Okay. Broke it free. Now let's just remove this bolt. There we go. Let's put that to the side. And next you have 4 10mm bolts. I'm going to be using impact, so it'll be a little bit easier for me. But if you can, try to remove those bolts while the belt is still on the vehicle. Remove these 4 bolts. Okay. Got them all loosened. Remove it by hand. Four 10s. Hopefully it just comes off. Yep. It comes right off. And then we can see where it's leaking. It's been leaking for a while. You can see all this corrosion there. Look. Alright, now we're going to remove these 8mm bolts. Alright, let's remove those 5 bolts. Loosen them up. Now I'm going to just start to take them off by hand. So I know they won't drop. And also you want to make sure you have a bucket underneath the vehicle to catch coolant. Got the bucket under there. Let's remove the rest of these bolts. And just take a pry bar and let's get her off. Oh, we had a possible gasket failure. Alright, we're going to clean off this mating surface and then I'll show you guys what's next. Okay, here's a new water pump. Pretty much going to size it up. Make sure they look exactly the same. There you go. Next, it came with a gasket. I'm just going to put a little gasket maker along the edge of this water pump and also on the water pump outlet surface. Okay, so let's do like a thin layer going along here. get any excess gasket off as well. Now I do the same thing to the water pump. Just a thin layer. Just trying to get a better seal. Let's get a decent seal. Now let's grab our gasket. Grab our gasket. And we're going to line this up. I believe this gasket fits one way. And then we're going to take our water pump and let's place it inside the outlet there. And let's start our first 8mm. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna make sure all of these are tight, but do not over torque, because you do not want to break these bolts. You want to tighten diagonal. I already tightened it up. For the most part, just making sure they're all tight. And then we want to make sure that leak stops, because it was just dripping. There we go. Y'all feel pretty good. Alright, let's loosen this up. Let's add some coolant. Okay. Then you put your pulley on, tighten up these bolts. Same way you removed it, exact same way. That's why I'm showing you small shots of it. Just make sure they're all tight. You can also do it while the belt is on. Now let's put this belt on. And you also have a diagram too. This will also help you. So, let's just drop this belt down. Goes around your alternator. And then from the alternator over the power steering, underneath this water pump. And then from underneath the water pump, goes around the harmonic balancer, AC compressor, I'm sorry, and also the harmonic balancer. And then from the alternator, it goes underneath this tensioner here. And I'm going to put it around the harmonic balancer, but I'm actually going to take it off the power steering pump first, because that's where we're going to put this belt on at. I know you guys can't really see, but we got it on the harmonic balancer. Let's get it behind this tensioner, like so. It goes underneath the water pump, and then it goes on top of this power steering pump. Okay, I got a 3/8 drive, so I'm going to put inside the tensioner. here. It goes counterclockwise. Tensioner goes counterclockwise. Okay. Get around this power steering pump underneath the water pump. And while we got it like this, we're gonna make sure everything's aligned. I'm gonna put on a tensioner a little bit more. And let's check this harmonic balancer. Make sure it's on there. There we go. And there you go. Looks pretty good. There we go. And screw this back onto your water outlet. Just keep going until it stops moving. Honestly, do it by hand. Make sure that's fine. And plug this back to its place. Let's like to clean this off, and then we're going to start the vehicle. Start the car. We're going to put the heat on. On high. There we go. Gotta check. Let me see here. I put the brake on. We got ABS. Check engine light. There we go. See the bubbles coming out. It means we're getting air out your system. I'm also squeezing this radiator hose. Squeeze it, air starts to come out. So we know we're getting air out your system. Keep doing that until the radiator is filled, then you put the rest in the reservoir. And also until you stop getting bubbles. And you're pushing nothing but fluid throughout the engine and radiator.